Morning guys, I'm Sam. We are walking up the hill. We're not looking too pretty, but we are coming up towards, I think, the tower, and it's just so pretty. Bear in mind guys, it's only like 8 o'clock. It's like 10 past 8 in the morning, and I'm honestly very impressed with myself that we're up this far. How pretty! How I love the countryside when it's sunny. We have a little bowl. We've got Scotch egg, a cookie, flaked almonds, which will go on breakfast granola. Some good. It's a tropical muesli mix, and then fine Tunisian dates, and that's pretty much it. So we've got orzo with a half Scotch egg for lunch and some dates, and then following it up with a cookie. I have a bunch of work to do now, so let's go work. Hi guys. I'm a shell of a human. 6 hours later, 7 hours later, maybe 8, can't lie. It's now 8 p.m. When I do work, I either procrastinate and do nothing, or I do like 8 hours of work straight and barely blink. Today was the latter of those two. I ended up turning on my laptop at like whatever time I had lunch and left you, probably like 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, I don't actually know. And I have sat and done about 6 hours of contracts later. So I haven't really looked up from my screen. Sam made me dinner, which was really nice. He made chicken ramen and it was good. I sat for like 20 minutes to eat that and went back to contracts for another hour and a half. My friend tried to call me and I answered the phone because I hate not answering the phone to my friends. And I was like, babe, I'm currently still working. And she was like, what? It's a Saturday, what are you doing? And I was like, I know. But unfortunately I own a business and that's the reality. I spent all of my Saturday after my whole week of 9 to 5, and I've spent all of my Saturday working on my business, doing the most boring thing known to man, which is my contracts. But it's very, very necessary. And now that it's done, hopefully. However, I was trying to do my integration because I've been using like new software. So I've been trying to integrate the contract into the like platform that people will be signing it on, and I just couldn't get it to work essentially. So that's been frustrating me for the last 45 minutes. And I thought, you know what, it's actually not going to get done today because I don't have the brain capacity. So I'm just going to leave it for tomorrow's job, if not next week's job, because it's not absolutely vital that it's integrated into the form. It would just be very nice and another like automation that I won't then have to think about once it's done. So I will try and fix that probably next week, but tomorrow's a content day, so I will be trying to film both for this vlog and for content for the business all day tomorrow. So I'm basically going to need to sit and do a bunch of content transferring onto my hard drive tomorrow morning and make sure that it's all free and ready to go so that I can actually film and not have to sit and like delete that thing to film the next thing and delete that thing to film the next thing, because that would just be so annoying. I could also just buy a new SD card, but then I'd have to wait another day for it to get delivered because I didn't think about it. So that's not really a possibility. And I really need to clean up all my storage anyway. So yeah, apologies for how disheveled I look and have looked throughout this whole vlog. Maybe won't even get posted to the internet. If you're seeing this, it has been, so please be kind to me. I'm going to read, hopefully, for the rest of the night now, and if my eyes permit, I will stay awake for it. If they do not, I will probably be swiftly asleep. So I wanted to just give you a quick update on what I'm reading before I do fall asleep to the reading. So right now I have so many books on the go, and I've not really finished any because I've got so many books on the go, and because my reading time has been heavily reduced in the last couple weeks. I've barely read this whole month, so yeah. Anyway, here's the collection I've got right now. So we are currently reading First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I'm 21% into that. I'm actually really enjoying it so far. I will probably pick this back up this evening. I'm 35% into the trilogy of Mistborn, which probably means I'm about 5% into the 30%, the next 30% of Mistborn 2. So I don't really know what the maths is on that. Maybe 20%? I don't know. Don't ask me. Would it be 20%? 15%? 15% maybe. Anyway, I'm some percent into Mistborn 2. I don't actually know what it's called. Maybe like the Way of Ascension. I feel like Brando Sando loves The Way of, because I'm pretty sure The Way of Kings is another book in one of his, I think it's in the Stormlight archives, but I think this one's called The Way of Ascension in the Mistborn trilogy. So I'm into book 2 of that. Enjoying it so far. I'm feeling like it's a little bit slow just because the build up to the end of the first Mistborn book was so big that I feel like the pacing has now dropped off. Understandably, we're in a different book, and I've got to re-pick that pacing back up, which is what I had to do for the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. Once I hit like that good 30%, I was like steaming through the rest of the book because I was so hooked. But I've not really hit that point yet in book 2. So I've got to keep trudging along a little bit until I hit that good 30% mark, and then we'll just probably fly through it. I'm pretty sure book 3 in the Mistborn trilogy is like one of the strongest books. A lot of people love it. A lot of people recommended it. It's also why I picked up this series in the Brando Sando universe. He kind of said it was a great place to start with his work, and I'm thinking the next works I'll read by him is the Stormlight Archives, because everyone screams about them. So I'm thinking that will be my next Brando Sando series. Anyway, I'm then 13% into Candice Brathwaite's Manifesto, which is all about manifestation, all the good juju stuff. Okay, here's all the books that I haven't actually, I've got downloaded, haven't started reading yet. So we've got A Tempest of Tea, which was on my TBR like September last year. You'll see that's like quite a big feature. Like so many of these books have been on my TBR for so long. I just haven't got to them yet. An Ember in the Ashes, very high on my reading list. Sabaa Tahir is apparently an incredible writer, so I'm very excited for that one. I've got The Right Move by Liz Tomford. I'm slightly thinking that I've read this one, so I might need the next one in the series, but we'll see. Once I start reading, I'll know whether I've read it, because I accidentally did that with Anna Huang's King of Pride, maybe? I accidentally reread that, and then I realised I'd actually read it once I got to like 50%. I was like, I know what happens at the end of this book. How do I know that? And then I went back and like 2 or 3 years previously, I'd already read the book. So that's hilarious. I've got The Sword of Kaigan downloaded by ML Wong, and I think this is quite a lot of people's 5-star read, or like 6-star read. If they had to rank higher than 5, it would be 6-star. The Sword of Kaigan, I think, is a lot of people's book like that, so I've downloaded that, so I'm very excited. I've heard a lot about it. We've got Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow, which I saw in a local bookstore, and I was like, this sounds so good, so I'm gonna get that. And I think it was only like 99p on Kindle or something. I've then got Elantris, which is a Cosmere novel, which is what I think the Mistborn trilogy is, but it was, again, really cheap, like 99p on Kindle, and I was like, at some point I'm gonna want to read this, so let me just download it. We've got Divine Rivals, very excited to read that. And we've got Jade City by Fondalay, which is, again, another lot of people's 6-star read, so I'm quite excited for that one. Oh, there's so many books in that list, so many books I've got to read, so many series as well. I kept trying to not be starting series very often this year because there are so many series I need to finish, but you know what it's like. If you're a reader, that's actually just not possible. It's not possible, especially because so many authors now exclusively make series because they are continuing the hype of the books they've already made. So it's easier to sell a book that's in a series than it is to sell a standalone. So there's that. But yeah, that's my collection. I'm very excited to get fully into Mistborn 2, to finish First Time Caller, and I think maybe my next one I pick up is going to be An Ember in the Ashes because it's been on there so long. A Tempest of Tea is right there as well. Oh, this is hard. Anyway, that is my book update. I am making a Mistborn trilogy YouTube video, I hope, if you see it. And I'm going to keep updating a bit more detailed about Mistborn in there, because if I'm making it about the whole series, the likelihood is you've already read it or you have no intention of reading it, you just want to know my thoughts. So there will be spoilers in that one as well. But that's the reading update. I'm going to read now and turn my brain off a little bit. I will probably catch you tomorrow morning, where we will be no doubt making some good food, doing some good work, and yeah, probably a bit more reading. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, gang. It is Sunday morning. Alas, I look a picture. So I have just got up, made some toast, made a cup of tea. I'm going to sit and enjoy this thoroughly. Watch Princess Meghan's documentary / cooking show / like, I don't know what to call it. But I'm gonna have this and enjoy it so much, and then get started with work for the day. So we'll talk about work after I finish the toast.
no one going after me. Thinking about the situation's bad for me. I just need a second, slow down, slow down. I can't admit it, does it looking? And maybe I cannot say quite enough about how you're looking. And I don't know why I'm addicted to your loving. Every time I'm aiming for your heart, you don't wanna get me started. Hold me down. 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 Girl, you know I'm getting paid stubs and I'm iced out from the waist up. So hit me up when you break up, but leave me all red when you make up. Yeah, can't believe that I'm up now. Been too long here since I gone out. So I sit back and try to relax and hit the floor dancing. Girl, you even know how you're looking. Moving slow, your body got me shooking. Taking all the work that you put in. Sitting down and idling is pointless. So girl, go take off your hoodie. This is our chance, let's boogie. Baby, I can't run a minute, dust, yeah, you're looking. And baby, I cannot say quite enough about how you're looking. And I don't know why I'm addicted to your loving. Every time I'm aiming for your heart, you don't wanna get me started. Hold me down. Hold me down. Hold me
Hi guys. It is about 20 to 8 on the 1st of April now. This vlog started in March, so this is technically still a March vlog, but I haven't filmed and posted more than one video in 4 months, and that makes me slightly nauseous. So I thought, like, I've given you the rundown in the last video, I want to say, which is like the only other video I've posted this whole year. I'm going to keep fiddling because I'm nervous because I'm worried you guys are going to shout at me. Anyway, I wanted to give you a quick rundown of the weekend and then of, or probably yap her on about my life. First of all, then I'll give you that video on the weekend and the cinema. And then I will update you on Purple Hibiscus because I finished it, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So a quick yap about, I'm leaning against the bed and it's going to keep creaking because I fidget. Is that going to work? No. Is it? It's going to have to work. Okay, so about a month ago, I ended up getting a new job. So from pretty much when I saw the job advert, applied for it, got hired, started the job, it was about 2 weeks. So about 2 weeks and like 2 days from when I saw the job advert to when I was hired and working. So that is kind of why I've been MIA since forever. In real honesty, I have no excuse for January. January was just the way January always is. Like, I was coming down from Vlogmas, which was a lot of work. They aren't my proudest pieces of work, but it's my proudest achievement whilst I've been filming, because it was 12 days, I think. 12 days of Vlogmas, I think I did. So it was 12 days of consistent filming, editing, posting a video every day for 12 days straight. And that is more than I've ever done in my YouTube career thus far. I've definitely made more videos than that, as you can see from my like catalogue of videos. But in terms of turnaround, ideas, getting it edited, thumbnails, titles, all that good stuff, it's the biggest shift I've ever done for YouTube. and it burnt me out. So that is why I was MIA for the whole of January. Also because I was like in a position of like trying to apply for jobs, trying to restructure the business as I've been doing for like the last 3-4 months. But with something like a business, especially when you're not full time in it, like I have other things that I have to do in my life, it takes a lot of time to restructure, refine. Like the other day, I think it was Saturday, I sat there for 9 hours just restructuring contracts, like just getting my contracts up and together. That took me 9 hours in one sitting, like no breaks, nothing. And that was just for one tiny portion of one part of the business. So take that and extrapolate it across an entire business. There's a lot of work to be done. And there are a lot of processes that I hadn't realised had never seen work since I first started. So pretty much January, February were taken up with burnout, getting up together for a year, like getting all that stuff organised, working on the back end of the business with the whole rebrand and restructuring of Alex Beyond Thoughts. So that is pretty much my excuses for January and February. March has been a month of learning. So going into a new job in an entirely new sector. For context, I'm a receptionist now within a company. So having to learn names and processes and how you do things, how you'd put a transaction through, even like invoicing, all that good stuff. Having to learn all of that for a brand new business, although it's much more manageable for my brain because I already do it for myself, it's a whole level of hard when you have to add in like learning a new interface as well as learning your boss's name. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those where the first 2 weeks I was just on autopilot surviving because I was so tired every day coming home after like 8 hours at the office, just like piling things into my brain and like trying to learn it all as fast as I could because I hate being a beginner. You'll probably notice whenever I am starting something new, I always self-deprecate because I hate being a beginner. There is nothing that stresses me out more than not having a skill mastered. So the first like month, at this new job, I've pretty much been learning the ropes, integrating as much of it as possible into my brain, upgrading processes. Like I'm kind of taking on an app build, taking on a website restructure. Like those are responsibilities being handed to me within my first month at the job. So like if there is ever evidence of how much of a leader, how much of a self-activating person I am, it's that within a month I'm being given responsibilities of people that have been there multiple years. So trustworthy, very much a leader, and very skillful, I'd say, in my department of business. I'm a very skillful person. So the first month has just been taking on responsibility, taking on new learnings, executing on it all as best as I can. And because it's a receptionist, it's also people facing. So a lot of it is social battery draining. So coming home after a whole day of draining my social battery to then chat and be furtherly social, like obviously this is online, so like you guys aren't actively chatting back to me at the moment that I'm filming, but in my brain I'm very much in a conversation with you because I know the kind of things that you're going to be commenting, I know the kind of things that you're going to be thinking or texting me about or whatever. So it's still very social to be filming. And also just like the jarring thing of having to film yourself and edit yourself, it's just one of those ones where it's an extra mental load and I just didn't have the capacity for it. So that is where I have been for the past 3 months. We are into April now. I'm feeling much more settled into my new job. I'm feeling much more settled, as you can probably tell. I live full-time in a different place right now. So that's also been new and different. Upgraded the bed so we could have lovely storage underneath, which has been amazing. Which is what I'm also pushing against, and it's creaking because I'm moving it back and forth. So yeah, just learning a whole new routine of life for the next few months. And it's been a lot, but it's been exciting. It's been relieving, honestly, having this kind of structure back in my life, because the one thing about being an entrepreneur, being a CEO of your own business, the structure is what you make it. And if you're not very good at structuring yourself, not necessarily structuring other people, but like structuring yourself and structuring your time, how you spend time doing things, procrastination, distraction, all that good stuff, if you aren't masterful at that, it can become very, very draining to try and structure yourself for your business. So having this structure has been very good for me, I believe. It does mean I have a lot less time for all of the things I want to do external of the business I'm working for. So filming, reading, working on my business, like all of these bits that I absolutely love and couldn't imagine my life without. It does mean I have a little bit less time for them. However, I don't want to use those as an excuse anymore, because these things, talking to you, editing, running my business, like those are the things that drive me. Those are my life force. And if I'm not doing them, I'm unhappy anyway. So I might as well be a bit tired and like 10% unhappy getting all done than be 90% unhappy not posting my videos, constantly feeling guilt and shame because these are the things I love and I'm letting them fall to the wayside, all of that stuff. So that is the big gap on where I've been, and a little explanation and apology to you that I haven't been as consistent as I'd hoped to be for the first quarter of the year. But we're in April now. It's a new quarter. It's a fresh day. The sun is setting lovely behind you. I think I filmed the sunset yesterday, but if I didn't, you're not getting one today either. But the sun has been out. It's been very, very reviving and energizing to see the sun. So we are turning a corner into spring. Let us talk about the things we got to this week. So I started filming Saturday and we walked up the hill. I can't lie, the first like 25 minutes of that walk, I thought my life was about to be snatched out of my lungs. Like full on whoosh, because I could not breathe for the life of me. And every like 10 steps I was like, Sam, we have to stop because I can't breathe. So the first 20 minutes, hell, like devil emoji, sweating, crying big tears out of my eyes. Yeah, crying big tears because I was like just trying to get up this hill. And then when it evened out a little bit as we were walking like further up, it kind of started to level off because of the hill. So it was much easier from that point, and obviously going downhill, much easier. Would I walk it again? Yes. Is it going to hurt me the second time? Probably also yes. Am I really glad I did it Saturday morning at the crack of dawn at like 7 a.m? So like only the old people with their dogs that were powering up and down that hill were there to witness me? Yes, I was very glad that I did that. So we walked up Reading Hill. It was lovely. It was very windy. Definitely still need a coat. And I had my earmuff, which was a lifesaver. Very much still need a coat, yeah, to walk anywhere really in England at this time of year. So I was very glad that I had at least a couple layers on and my earmuff, and I could put my hands inside my Tala hoodie, because as we all know, I don't take that thing off my back. It is fused to my body, except for when I'm wearing my Eras Tour quarter zip, and that is also fused to my body in the times that my Tala one is in the wash. So that was Saturday, first thing. We then went to a coffee shop and had beautiful sausage sandwiches for breakfast. They were so good. Cotswold sausages, just nothing can beat them. Food grown in my homeland in the Cotswolds. Anything grown here just tastes 10 times better to me. So those were delicious. Had good coffee, had a flat white. It was amazing. And then we went to see the grandparents. We went to a local store that does like specialty things. So we got stuff from the deli there, stuff for lunch. So I came home, made lunch, and then that was when I sat down for 9 hours to do my contracts. So that was completely boring. I was going to take you guys along with me, but it was honestly jargon. It was boring. I didn't want to do it myself, so I thought there's absolutely no point in filming this. But I did keep saying that I was going to film me working with you. But yeah, newsflash, it was contracts and it was like the most boring thing in my life. So I didn't bother filming it. So I spent 9 hours doing that. And then, honestly, went straight to bed. Sunday, what did I do Sunday? Sunday was a bit of a mixed bag. So I did a big data transfer on Sunday. So that was pretty much transferring all of my like SD card and stuff on my laptop. There was like 500 gigs worth of footage just sat on my laptop, and it was slowing it down so badly. So I transferred all of that over to my hard drive and got rid of it from my laptop. So let us pray that that hard drive stays good and solid forever. So then after that was like a good few hours. I watched Martha Stewart's documentary. That was reminiscent. I didn't realise how much her trial was stuck in my brain as a kid. And I'm pretty sure that was only like 2004, 2005. Probably a bit later than that, actually. Probably like 2012. It literally told you in the documentary. Clearly I didn't pay that much attention. But I very vividly remember Martha Stewart's trial. Although I thought it was for tax embezzlement or something, not insider trading. So, but she didn't get convicted for insider trading. It was for lying to the police, which is honestly hilarious that they can actually convict you for that. But yeah, so I watched the Martha Stewart documentary, watched like 5 episodes of Princess Meghan's documentary slash cooking show, Netflix special. So I watched like 5 or 6 episodes of that. I think there's like 8 episodes, so I've still got 2 episodes left essentially. That is so good. I love it. It's definitely going to be a comfort watch for me. She is like a comfort human. She is who I aspire to be. Both her style, her personality, her generosity, her kindness, the way she looks. Like, she's so put together. She's so gorgeous. Like, everything about her, love. Her husband, love. So, yeah, I definitely want to watch that again. Even though I haven't finished it, I definitely want to watch it again. Like, it's going to be a comfort thing that I put on in the background, I think. And all the recipes in there are so good, and like, I love her ethos for life. She is living a lifestyle that I would very much like to emulate. So loved that for me. I sat outside for an hour reading in the sun to try and get some sun. And then, yeah, I think I just worked the rest of the evening. I don't actually know on what. I think I did content and read a little bit. Monday, had work, we went to the cinema, so the cinema update is now good and ready. How have I been talking for 15 minutes? Jesus. Cinema. We went to go see Death of a Unicorn on the Unlimited release, so I don't think it's actually out in cinema yet. Would I say rush to watch it? No. I would agree with Dan Mill's review that it's fine. Like, it's okay. I wouldn't say go spend your hard-earned money if you only have the money to go to the cinema once this month. I wouldn't say spend it to go see Death of a Unicorn unless you really, really, really like the look of the trailer and you're like, oh, I've got to watch that. I'd say use your money elsewhere, potentially. It's fine. Like, I'd say if you're going to see it, if you're already booked in, don't change your tickets. Like, just go see the movie and see what you think. It's not my favourite movie ever. I wouldn't rewatch it. I think I gave it a 2.5 star on my Letterboxd. It was not really getting higher because I didn't click that much. The person I mainly clicked with was Will Poulter. I didn't click with Jenna Ortega's character very much. I didn't really like Paul Rudd's character that much, but that was kind of for obvious reasons. And yeah, I just thought Will Poulter was really funny, even though he was horrifically himbo, I think is the term. Yeah, he just wasn't a cup of tea in terms of the personality, but like how Will Poulter played him, I thought was hilarious. So there's that. That was how the cinema went. And yeah, went to work today. I'm back now. I made turkey koftas with the quinoa and like quinoa salad and some pittas, and it was gorgeous with a mint yogurt dip on the side. It was lovely. Demolished it. Very proud of my efforts. It's from Emily English's Feel Good? Something good? I'm pretty sure it's called. Emily English, the nutritionist, her book, her first book. I think she's bringing out a second one very soon and I will be purchasing it. But I have so many recipes still to make from the first one. But yeah, that was the thing I made for dinner tonight. And I just watched Carrie's video. I've been doing some work on my Stan store because I need to update quite a few bits on there before it's fully live. Like, it's live now for people to access things, but it's not as optimized and gorgeous and lovely as I would like it to be, and seamlessly integrated with automations as I would like it to be. So I'm doing some work on that now. I also need to shower, as you can see. Oh, the last thing I was going to update you on in this horrendously long talking segment, I was going to update you on purple hibiscus. So before I lose light, I'm going to update you on purple hibiscus. So we followed, I kept saying it's Cambili. I think that's my English accent. I think it's Cambili. Maybe. Cambili and Jaja. We followed the siblings through their life with their father and their mother and their family. So this was heart-wrenching. This was soul-crushing. This was drive me to the brink of insane madness at the things that were happening in this book. I wanted to fight a character more than I could ever begin to tell you. The rage permeating my body whenever he was in a scene. Ugh. Anyway, let me read you the blurb. So it says, the limits of 15-year-old Cambili's world are defined by the high walls and I don't know how to say this word. Frangipani trees of her family estate and the dictates of her fanatically religious father. When Nigeria is shaken by a military coup, Cambili's father sends her to live with her aunt. There, she discovers life and love and a terrible, bruising secret deep within her family. Okay, from that I can tell you a lot more. So, Cambili's father is the scum of the earth human. Like, he is a man so deluded that you can almost get lost in his delusions with him. It's very powerfully religious. There is so much religion throughout this book. There is so much subtlety and feeling described through subtle means throughout this book. There is so much thought put across in this book, but in ways that you have to think about. And that sounds like jargon, but like Cambili will say something she's thinking or something she chooses not to think, and it will make you think about what she's choosing not to think about or what she's choosing to think about instead of what she should be thinking about. So you really get deep into Cambili's thought patterns and her cycles and her family's cycles on how they deal with deep trauma, with religious trauma, with religious sentiment. There is so much heartbreak in this, but there is also so much familial joy. You witness Cambili and Jaja's progression with their own family because they are kept so isolated through their father and through their mother, really. They are so isolated. It's the two of them pretty much against the world, but even then, it's them singly because of what happens to them. So there is so much said and so much not said in this book that it makes my heart hurt just thinking about it and thinking of all the suppressed emotion and the things that will never be said that need to. But that is the reality of life sometimes, and it was a hard one, honestly, to come to grips with, because there are so many ways and times that I would have screamed and shouted from the rooftops, theoretically. You never know until you're in a situation that Cambili and Jaja and everyone is put in. You never know until it's you. But theoretically, in my brain and what I was feeling, there are so many times throughout this book that I would have just screamed, like from the rooftops screamed, my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions. And for some people, that's just not reality. That's not possible. It's not how it works. And I can absolutely respect that, but it just was jarring because me and my personality and how I react and say things was just so complex and different to how Cambili and Jaja and everyone in this book would relay their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts. So this was a 5-star read for me. 5 stars. I would read this again with the caveat that it would deeply emotionally distress me. So I would need to prime myself. Always have thoughts of a lot of difference to this book and remind myself of a lot of things that are jarring in this book and the way I can make myself like de-escalate and calm down, because it is such an emotionally gripping book. I sometimes get very lost in characters and I will be sat there sobbing my eyes out as if something has just happened to me. But it hasn't, obviously, I'm just reading it. So I do have to prime myself in that way. So if you're someone that is deeply invested in characters and it puts you off books because you know you're going to be deeply invested, prime yourself to read and prime yourself to take the emotion and feel it for the character's sake, and then immediately put it away once you put the book down. It's a much healthier way for you to be invested in reading your books. If you need advice on that, honestly, let's start a conversation in the comment section. Might be worth it. But yeah, that was Purple Hibiscus, 5 stars. I love this. I would recommend this to a lot of people to read. It is a lot of it in Igbo. I don't speak Igbo. I am a Yoruba family, but I can pick up most things. So if you're of African descent, specifically West African, you'd probably pick up a lot of this. If you are not, I'd still say read it, because there is nothing you can't Google. And there is nothing in this that will not be explained should you need it explained in English. So there are things that you'll pick up on just pattern wise, like pattern recognition, that word means like family or are you okay, or like whatever it is. You'll just pattern recognize that that's what that means. And if you don't recognize it, you'll be able to context clue, work out what it's trying to say. So yeah, I loved this and I would absolutely recommend it to anyone to read. I'm going to recommend it to my sister. I think she's read Chimamanda before. I've got a book on my shelf that's my sister's from Chimamanda, so I think she's read her before. I haven't, so this is my first experience and I loved it. So a very short book. It took me a while to read though because of the content of the book, but once I hit kind of like halfway, I was just suctioned in because I just had to know what happened to Kambili, to Jaja, to the family. So yeah, that was Purple Hibiscus and it was a 5-star read. Okay, I'm about to lose the sun. Let me flip you around and show you. Yeah, I'm about to lose the sun, so I will love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got to this point, you are a real one. Drop me a comment to say Purple Hibiscus if you watched to the end. I am so grateful that you are sticking along with me and watching my videos. You have no idea how much it means to me and how much it drives me on just to see a like, to see a view, to see a comment, to show that there are people engaging with my stuff when I work hard to make them. So thank you so much. I love you and I hope you have the best day ever if you're watching this in the morning, and I hope you have a wonderful restful evening if you're watching this in the evening. Bye guys.